Venice is a postcard-perfect floating city with crisscrossing canals, magnificent castles, ancient museums, cathedrals, art galleries, churches, and public squares. A visit to this Italian city is like walking into a painting, with its evocative architecture, romantic ambience, and charming heritage. Every nook and cranny of Venice is steeped in culture, art, and history, with glimpses of artisans at their creative best, cooks whipping up mouth-watering dishes, and musicians humming everything from classic tunes to rock. So grab a cup of gelato and join us as we explore 10 places to visit in this postcard-perfect city. Hello, tourists and travelers. Welcome back to Travel Purity, where we bring you the most exciting places in the world. Number 1. Grand Canal. The Canale Grande is the largest of Venice's canals, which connect the city's various islands. The Canale Grande, or Grand Canal, is Venice's most important icon, flanked on both sides of beautiful and vibrant colored palaces and castles. The canal is one of the best places to visit in Venice, winding its way through the city in a zigzag pattern, with a few breathtaking bridges built over it. This massive canal runs from one side of Venice to the other and snakes through the center in a large S-bend shape. The canal's banks are lined with over 170 buildings dating back to the 13th century, and it has served as an important waterway in the city for hundreds of years. Consider walking along sections of the canal, admiring the buildings that line it, and watching the busy Venice water traffic. It is one of the most popular places to visit at night in Venice to enjoy the breathtaking sunset in the sparkling water of the canal. Number 2. St. Mark Basilica. St. Mark Basilica, easily the most renowned and famous building in Venice, is a sublime piece of architecture that has stood the test of time since its construction in 1092 and remains one of northern Italy's most important religious buildings. From the ornate details, sculptures, and artwork on the front facade to the beautifully painted frescoes and Byzantine works of art on the inside of the dome ceiling, this church has it all. This basilica is easily accessible from the Grand Canal and is located in Piazza San Marco. It is one of the best-known surviving examples of Italian Byzantine architecture. The exquisite decor, which includes gold mosaics, works by Renaissance painters, and Byzantine domes, is incredibly appealing. Number 3. Doge Palace. Aside from the Basilica and Campanile, Doge's Palace is one of the most well-known buildings in Venice. It is located in St. Mark's Square, but overlooks the Grand Canal. It is an incredibly beautiful and stunning palace located on the Grand Canal. It was once the seat of government, the Palace of Justice, and the official residence of the Doge. This ornate palace is simply stunning, with a beautiful arch design made of white stone on the front facade and a series of diamond patterns on the walls. Inside, the palace is equally impressive, with a series of lavish decorated rooms filled with original details, furniture, and artwork. The elegance and solemnity of its Venetian Gothic architecture and decor set it apart from the crowd. It is one of the top tourist attractions in Venice. Number 4. Piazza San Marco. Piazza San Marco, also known as St. Mark's Square, is Venice's most famous piazza, the most crowded public square, and one of the most happening places to visit. This square, located on the Grand Canal, opposite the islands of San Gorgiano Mozia, is extremely important in Venice and a truly spectacular place to visit. A series of ornate buildings with arched walkways around the piazza, perfectly framing it. The square is separated from the palace by the Rio Battaglio, a small inland waterway. This is where all of Venice's government buildings and other offices are located. It is without a doubt one of the most beautiful places to visit in Venice. It's a place to stroll through the small streets, browse the shops, grab an espresso, or listen to a live jazz band on a restaurant patio. Number 5. Rialto Bridge. The Ponte del Rialto is undoubtedly the most famous and iconic of the bridges that span the impressive Grand Canal. The bridge, which connects Venice's San Marco to San Polo districts, is an important pedestrian thoroughfare, as well as a popular tourist attraction. This culmination, which was originally a wooden bridge, stood for hundreds of years until it collapsed in 1524. Following this incident, an ornate stone bridge was built, which is still standing today. The bridge's detail and design are simply stunning, and its symmetry perfectly frames the Grand Canal. No visit to the floating city would be complete with at least one walk around the iconic bridge. Get up early and visit the bridge at sunrise for an unforgettable view. You're in for a memorable experience with few tourists, less noise, and better lighting. Number 6. Gallery dell'Arcademia. This is one of the most prestigious art galleries in Venice and a must-see attraction. With a large collection of Venetian paintings, the paintings are arranged chronologically to show the evolution of medieval art forms. This museum, located across the Grand Canal from the Ponte de Arcademia, houses a fine collection of pre-19th century art, including works by Bellini, Cantello, and Titian. The gallery is housed in a former convent that was converted into a museum in the mid to late 1700s. This gallery is ideal for those who enjoy Renaissance art and iconic masterpieces. Its most famous work is Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, which depicts the ideal proportions of man. Other notable works include Tittorono's Resurrection, Titian's Virgin and Child, and Veronice's Battle of Lepanto. Number 7. Lido de Venezia. Lido de Venezia is a 7-mile-long barrier island that is widely regarded as Venice's most famous summer destination. It is a lively island with an interesting history and is famous for its beautiful beaches where you can relax and enjoy the sand, surf, and sun. The island also has a golf club set against a beautiful backdrop of plars and pines where you can play the royal game, as well as ancient buildings and canals that will transport you to Venice. If you want to try your luck at gambling, Lido also has some of the world's most well-known casinos. So if you're tired of the monuments and rich historical sites in and around Venice, take a break on the beach or try your luck at one of the casinos. Number 8. Bridge of Sighs. The Bridge of Sighs, despite being a small bridge in the grand scheme of Venice, is one of the most visited structures in the city and an important historic landmark. The Bridge of Sighs connected to the Doge Palaces to the new prison. It was built in 1600 and sits across the Rio di Palazzo. Antonio Contillo, a well-known architect, designed the bridge. According to legend, as criminals were led from the palace across the bridge, they would look back at Venice and sigh, contemplating their impending punishment and imprisonment. It was an absolute must to see this iconic bridge while in St. Mark's Square. Number 9. Murano. Murano is a group of islands in the Venetian lagoon and one of the most popular tourist destinations in Venice. Murano has a wonderful charm and is often less crowded than Venice's main areas. This collection of 7 islands connected by bridges and separated by 8 canals is known throughout the world for glassmaking, glass production, and mirrors. It is thus known as the Glass Island of Venice. According to legend, the Venetian rulers banned glassmaking throughout Venice for fear that the furnace used would make glass would start a dangerous fire across the island, so they relocated all glassmakers to Murano. Aside from glass manufacturing, the island's certainty has more to offer in terms of architectural richness with historic sites, churches, and European architecture. Number 10. San Marco Campanile. The Campanile is the tallest structure in Venice, standing at a massive 98.6 meters. The current structure is a reconstruction of the original, which collapsed in 1902. The Campanile was originally built as a watchtower in the 19th century. The tower has been damaged by fire, earthquakes, and even lightning over the years. The main shaft is made of a simple red brick design, but the bell housing and pinnacle feature a plethora of arches and stonework, and the top features a golden statue of the angel Gabriel. This bell tower is the most popular in Venice, so it's best to visit early in the day, although it's also beautiful at sunset. It provides an excellent view of the city, and if the weather is clear, you can see the Alps in the distance. There you have it, 10 must-see attractions in Venice. We hope you enjoy this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be notified whenever we upload more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.